The L-sit. Many have tried it. Some have made it look incredibly easy. Others have not. But how long does it take for someone who can only hold it for a couple of seconds to go from that to being able to hold it for 30 seconds straight? Well, obviously that varies from person to person, but in this video, I'm going to share my routine and results on how I achieved just that. Hey there guys, Dylan Barr here, and this is Finance and Fitness. This is another addition to my Kaizen Method series where I take a short or long-term goal and break it down to simple, small steps that are repeatable and hopefully improvable every single day. If you're more interested in exactly what the Kaizen Method is and you have no idea what the heck that means, check out my video over here, maybe in the description, where I detail exactly what it is, where it originated from, and how you can apply it to various assets or various parts of your life, maybe your assets too. Now, as I do with all my Kaizen Method videos and really any of my fitness challenges, I had a couple goals before I started. Number one, as I said before, I wanted to see if I could work up to a point where I could hold an L-sit position for 30 seconds straight. And if you've seen me or familiar with any of my other videos, I love me some pre and post tests. So I apologize for the length of this upcoming video, but this is what I could do before I started anything. Goal number two, to lay a solid foundation for something that I want to do in the future, which is hold an L-sit on parallel bars and go into a handstand. So to first be able to do that, I need to learn how to do an L-sit. Then right now, currently, I'm learning to do a handstand, and then hopefully I'll be able to learn to go from L-sit into a handstand. And goal number three, to do it every single day for less, yes, I said less than 5 minutes per day. As the footage rolls here, I will explain my routine and maybe give various clips on me doing it. Phase one. First thing I did was a sitting toe touch stretch for 1 minute. And then I would put my knuckles on the ground and I would bring my knees in and I would touch the ground with one toe for 30 seconds and I would switch toes. Then I would do the max time amount I could with just my knuckles on the ground, my knees in, without anything touching except for my knuckles. This lasted about 8 days until I could do palms with my palms down, legs out for 10 seconds straight, which I randomly just tried on day 8 and was shocked that I could already do it for 10 seconds, especially starting at 2 seconds. Once I completed that, phase two was a hamstring stretch, but this time I was going to be on my hands, so I was going to be pushing down on my hands with my butt off the ground to get more of a stretch and get my shoulders more activated for the L-sit position. It's also worth noting that at the beginning of phase two, I actually was still doing the toe touch with knuckles down on the ground. It wasn't until I realized that this was kind of hindering my progress. So, in staying consistent with the Kaizen method, which is if you notice that there's an area to improve, you don't have to wait around and do anything else, you improve it right away. So that's what I did. So instead, I just did palms flat with legs out for 3 sets for the max amount of time that I could. I did this for the next 10 days or so until I was hitting about 20 seconds consistently. Another good one to try out that I did not do that you may want to try or that may be good for your progression is to do legs straight out on your knuckles or your hands and alternate between touching heel and keeping one heel up and then vice versa for 30 seconds each or whatever you feel comfortable with. I did not do this, but this may be beneficial for you to do. And lastly, in phase three, I did the same hamstring stretch, butt off the ground, and then I just did palms flat, legs straight for max 1 time. And I did this for about 10 more days until
Please let that be 30 seconds.
As for my goals I laid out at the beginning, number 1, I wanted to be able to hold an L-sit position, palms down, legs out for 30 seconds straight. As you just saw, check. Number 2, I wanted to lay that foundation for eventually leading into an L-sit into a handstand. I guess to be determined on whether that's a check or not, but I do feel like I laid a good foundation in learning how to do that. And number 3, train every single day for less than 5 minutes per day. Semi-check. I did not train every single day, so out of 34 total days that it took me to do this, I trained 28 of those days. So obviously, math, I missed 6 days in there. So didn't accomplish that, but I did, however, accomplish the less than 5 minutes. In fact, it took me roughly about 4 minutes per day doing my simple little routine. So a lot of days less. Now that it's all over and I completed my goal, I was actually shocked at how quickly I improved, especially with how seemingly little time I put in. Again, it was less than 5 minutes per day. And I guess it further proves the quote by Bruce Lee, long-term consistency trumps short-term intensity. Now, I'm not saying that doing something for 30 days is by any means long-term, but consistency nonetheless. If you decide to try this at home and you notice that it's taking you 3 times as long to accomplish what I did, don't worry. You should not be competing with me when you do this. However, if you do decide to compete with me and you go from a 1-second hold to a 1 minute and 45-second hold in 10 days, by all means, destroy me, okay? I'm all for it. But you're gonna find out that if you do try this, or if you try anything else in life where you try to accomplish something like this, you're gonna notice that you're mainly gonna be competing with yourself. There are going to be days, actually most days, where you're not gonna really wanna do anything at all. There's gonna be that little voice in your head that tells you not to do anything, let alone an L-sit for only 2 minutes. It's on those days that you're gonna need to compete and battle with yourself and do it anyway. And remember, the purpose of this video in particular is not for you to learn how to do an L-sit in 30 days. I mean, it obviously is, and I did show you how to do that, but it's more than that. It's me trying to prove to you that whatever goal you may have, whether it be get your degree, lose weight, become better at your job, bench 300 pounds, whatever your goal might be, it can be achieved if you make a plan, are willing to alter that plan whenever necessary for the better, and if you execute and do that plan consistently, you can achieve these long-term goals that seem crazy and that you'll never be able to accomplish them. Break them down to simple and small steps that you can repeat and that hopefully you can improve upon every single day. Have a goal in mind, make a plan, execute that plan, and if you miss a day, like I did, get back on the path. Find the time, schedule it. Start by doing a routine that's ridiculously and almost laughably small and get better every single day. There you have it. That is my routine results for the L-sit, a part of my Kaizen Method series. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Have you tried it before? Are you going to? What other fitness or lifestyle challenges would you like to see me do in the future? I also do financial videos as well. If there's any financial topics that you are interested in me covering, leave those in the comments as well. As always, I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy content like this, please consider subscribing below. If you like this video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, I mean, you can dislike it if you want. It's a free country, do whatever you want. But again, thank you. And remember, don't ever talk yourself out of being kind to somebody else. Be kind, everybody.
Yes! Yes!